I just saw the recording. Awesome. Good afternoon. I'd like to call this special meeting of the Board of Finance for Friday, May 15th to order. We have one item on the agenda today, and I will read the agenda item. Pursuant to Governor Ned Lamont's Executive Order Number 7S, discuss and take possible action on resolution provided by Bond Council to appropriate $1.7 million for upgrades to the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system at Baldwin Middle School, and authorize the issuance of bonds, notes, temporary notes, and or other obligations in an amount not to exceed $1.7 million to finance the appropriation. We have all the information posted on our board pack. There was a town meeting last night. That town meeting went, as far as I know, fairly smoothly. I was on it, provided some historical references. I didn't hear anything, there was no live discussion, but there were some letters that were read into record that I'm sure people can read if they'd like to. I also know the Board of Selectmen met this morning, and First Selectman Howie, can you give us just any kind of feedback or update on that meeting?
Yeah, it was rather perfunctory. We just reiterated that most every member of the Board of Selectmen reiterated that they felt it met the criteria as established in Executive Order 7S, Section 7, related to urgency, potential financial impact, and the health and safety of our students. So it met the three criteria, and we voted in favor unanimously.
Great. Thank you for that update. Subsequently, after that action was taken, we scheduled our meeting for right now to take possible action on this same resolution. The one thing I do want to do is I want to ask, I've already read it in the item, so I'm just going to say I'd like to ask for a motion to waive the reading of the resolution as presented to us.
So moved.
Second.
All in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I should probably do roll call. For technology purposes. Megan, you and I.
Aye.
Ken Gammerman.
Aye.
Jeff Beatty.
Aye.
Bob Hartman.
Aye.
I do not see Veronica Wallace or Jonathan Trotta yet. Okay, so we've motion passes. We're all very familiar with this project. As I mentioned at the town meeting last night, we've gotten a lot of information on it. I do not know if there's any other information that we need before we put this in the form of a motion to vote. Does anybody have any further discussion or questions regarding the project?
No, thanks.
No.
Are there any further comments regarding the project?
No, thanks.
None.
Thank you, Ken. It's good to hear a voice. Just to, just to reiterate that someone's on the corner. I see you all. I keep scrolling back and forth. So actually, we have one of our members coming in right now. So, and that's Veronica, and we should try to get her on the line. Let's just wait for her to get on, and then Veronica, hello. You're on mute, but I know you're about to come off of mute.
Hi, Mike.
Good afternoon. Basically, Veronica, you joined just in time. You know all the official work that we had to do. We have not put the project up for motion yet, but I was asking just now if there were any further questions or discussion regarding the project for Baldwin Middle School. I will assume that that would be a no.
I don't have any.
Okay. All right. With that, if there's no further comment, I am going to request a motion to approve the resolution provided by bond council to appropriate $1.7 million for upgrades to the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system at Baldwin Middle School, and to authorize the issuance of bonds, notes, temporary notes, and or other obligations in an amount not to exceed $1.7 million to finance the appropriation.
So moved as stated.
Second.
Any further discussion?
I'll just add that I think, we did receive feedback from the town's health director that putting this out to referendum is not in the best interest of the health and safety of the members of the town. And so while this is an extraordinary action that both we're taking and that the Board of Selectmen have taken under the circumstances, it is in compliance with the executive order from the governor.
Thank you, Jeff. And I know that we do have Attorney Ritter, Matt Ritter, on the line. I see him. I scrolled over to your image, so I see you there.
I'm here.
Willing and ready to talk if needed, but I think we've, in a lot of ways, kind of beat this particular item enough. We know what the executive order says, and this is a unique time. And although we'd love to,
That
yeah, go ahead.
that there are related issues that can be taken up in the conventional manner. And I know that we are going to be considering some of these at the May 18th, which is Monday meeting of the Board of Finance. So it isn't that everything else has been abandoned. It's been delayed appropriately because, as Jeff Beatty pointed out, this is the one that involves the health and safety of our children.
Yes, and that's a good point, is we may not really necessarily be discussing these at our next meeting, the other projects that were part of the bonding originally, but those are projects we feel that could go to vote, that we do have a little bit of leeway. This project that we're voting on right now is not one that we have that leeway because of the health, safety, and the financial impact. So Jeff, thank you for bringing that up, and Ken, thank you as well.
Yeah.
Are there any further comments or discussion?
No, thanks.
Okay, all in favor? Megan Scanlon.
Aye or nay?
She's
Aye, sorry.
there. She is. It's okay. It's all right.
Not working.
Veronica Wallace.
Aye.
Ken Gammerman.
Aye.
Mike Gales. Aye. Jeff Beatty.
Aye.
Bob Hartman.
Aye.
It is 6-0. All right. $1.7 million is going to Baldwin. Thank goodness. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all very much for the
If only
time.
we could do this all the time. I mean,
Yeah, Friday afternoons, though, I'm not so sure. That's tough. At least Linda's enjoying it.
It speeds things up.
oh my God.
Mike,
Go ahead, Matt.
Mike, don't let it be said you stood in the way of Friday afternoon happy hour. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, I'll think of you all kindly. With no further business, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
I
So
move we
moved.
adjourn.
All in
Second.
favor?
Have a nice weekend, everyone.
Enjoy the
Thank you,
weekend,
everyone.
everyone. Thank you very much for all your work.
Dave.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Thanks.
Take care.
Aye.
Oh, I know.
Perfect.
Okay, we off?
Thank you for allowing me to do that. It was just an appropriation for bonding for a project in our town. So. Mm-hmm.
We off?